Bill Cosby decided not to take a course, a sexual course in prison, and it probably cost him his parole. So he's not getting out. Well, when I was in camp, I took anything, all the courses. I wanted to get home to my kids. I took a victim impact course that was particularly galling to me because I had to get up and apologize to my victims. And I got up and said, guys, I'm sorry I caught you trying to sell my stolen property. I'm sorry I yelled at you, and I'm sorry that the state of California ruled it was my
Maybe
property.
we're the only one. Is like your sentence in half, family. Cut your sentence in half. Yo, look. First off, commend Brother Cosby for sticking to his guns and not admitting to what he knows he didn't do. Not the point. Thing is that half your time, look, if you've never been in a cage, don't. Everyone that's been doesn't rave about it. They go back because it's less challenging because you know what your day is going to be like. It's kind of like being in the military, except every day was different. Like when we worked in the bar, we worked in telemarketing. It was going to be the same, schedule, but you get different personalities, different level of drunk, different level of jerk, whatever. But in prison, it's kind of the same thing, but it's more structured. That's why people get comfortable. And in some cases, they call it going off home, and here's their vacation. That's not like, I don't know, that doesn't sound normal. Like somebody should probably look in to see what syndrome, what medication might be able, or what kind of therapy, like just things. It may be just the bare basic stuff, like actually hiring people that have felonies. And speaking of why you're here, right? Oh, totally forgot. We need to make this an original post. It's just that there's a lot of felons behind bars and on paper that shouldn't be felons because in the places where pot's been legalized, right? In those spaces prior to, if you have a weapon and enough product to sell, and in some cases it's just enough product, just drugs at all, and a gun, it's a felony gun charge now, right? But you wouldn't have had the gun because, see, a lot of reasons, one of the main reasons drug dealers carry guns is because if they get robbed, they can't really call the cops, even if it's just cash, because then you have to explain why you had X amount of dollars and you ain't got no job. People start asking questions. So to cut to the chase, right? You carry a piece, at least, right? So now that the drug is no longer really technically a drug, and all those people that are still behind bars that weren't just automatically free to go in the place where people can walk down the street, well, not technically walk down the street, but walk down the street and get it instead of having to wait for the weed man who's on his way for like the last 2 hours and he keeps telling you in 15 minutes, right? That dude, okay, and those guys there too behind bars right now, they should have jobs as drivers. They're just straight, you already know they know how to do it. They got the customer service down, but they'd be on the clock, so then that way they'd be more motivated to actually make it on the 15 minutes they say they're out instead of getting reported to their manager, and then but you're not gonna mess up a job like that. A job you can get high to go do, you're not supposed to get high and drive. We're not promoting that in any form or fashion, and that's not a flip-flop. We're just, legal legalities and all that. We gotta make sure that we include these things because people hear stuff that, but that guy Rex, that would be our claim to fame. Somebody listened to Rex, got high, drove, killed themselves, like the first fatality, and they'd be talking about making it illegal again. And since we're on the pot thing and legality and whatnot, they can't do it on a federal level because then that's going to force all the prisoners, all the people that are getting paid, the COs, the people on the administrative, the POs, like everybody that's getting paid in that system, right? There's a lot of them will be out of jobs. And then you start talking about military folks that had discharges based on pot and whatnot, right? And you have to worry about the paying for their college and any medical that they would be due by disabilities, especially if they served in the Gulf during that whole wartime. From the first Gulf War on, that's always been a hot zone. Combat veterans, even if they never have fired a shot, fired a hat, whatever. If you've been over there since the first Gulf War, you're a combat veteran. So yeah, you're shot for half your time. They're doing the most for this thing that's supposed to be the best, that we're still wondering about the whole CBD being legalized as a recognized cancer treatment. Since we're doing it, right? Since we're doing it, just do it all the way across the board. Just get all those levels. It's just so much. There's so many moving pieces to this, but the jab, that's what you. Anywho, you should know the drill by now. Like this, comment to add value. Send this to your people's followers account. Good talk. Glad we had it.
REX.